There's an old game called the telephone game, and people start off and they say, little Susie took a sip of the hot chocolate. And by the time it gets around the horn, goes around the whole group, Susie was swimming in the hot chocolate, and she was pouring it all over everybody, and she had so much hot chocolate, and she turned into a Hershey bar. You're like, what? What? I had one sip of hot chocolate. How did it get? Well, here's the reason why that happens. It's very simple. People escalate. They not only want to validate what the first person said, they want to add a little extra of their own. Put a scoop of their own little sauce in. So Johnny's not allowed to go outside at night. So next person, Johnny's not allowed to go outside anytime. And then next person, well, let's see. And Johnny, he's not supposed to go out of his room. That's right. Johnny has to stay in his room. Next person says, Johnny, he has to sit in a chair in his room. And if he leaves that chair, the next person, they say, now, Johnny, if he crosses his legs, he's in big trouble. And so pretty soon, Johnny is in a coma and he can't. What? Because people exaggerate and use hyperbole and they keep. So then, somebody else comes in who hasn't been part of the situation. They go, Johnny, I heard that you was breathing. And you were told not, where you not told not to breathe. Now, you tell the truth now. Were you told not to breathe or not? Were you breathing? Yes or no? Yes or no? You're like, what? What? They never told me not to breathe. They said that at night after dark, I wasn't supposed to go outside. How do we get to know breathing? How did that happen? What kind of insane cuckoo world are we living in? And the last person, the person that's asking that question, the person that is given the ninth degree, they're gonna put the screws down. They're gonna spill the beans. We're gonna fix your wagon. They feel absolutely justified because they literally heard, they heard certain things, and so and they're gonna throw their own salt on the wound, and we're gonna. Folks, ask questions. Did anybody go to Johnny? This is a big gripe of mine, and I've been talking about it for years. Go back, 2-3 years, and watch the Marshmallows. There was a little marshmallow fella, and everybody wanted to talk to him, but they wouldn't do it. They went over to the other marshmallow over there. And then that guy heard all the stuff, and then it was a mess. You got some kind of issue with somebody, talk to them personally and say, hey, I heard that, I heard a lot of stuff about you. What's the real deal? What's going on? And a lot of times, little Johnny, he's just trying to do his best. He's a good little fella. He's a nice little fella. He understands his parents didn't want him out after dark because, it's kind of a rough neighborhood and all of it. But people yelling at him because he's breathing. Come on, man. How did this happen? You just don't breathe. That's it. It's impossible. You just can't seem to please these people because there's just so much pressure. Let's not be like that. Let's talk to Johnny. Hey, Johnny, come here, baby. Come here. I love you. What were you told? What do you know? What are you supposed to do and not supposed to do? Can you talk to me about that? Just tell me, what do you understand? How do you feel? What's going on? And with care and love and an open heart, you listen to Johnny's story. And you find out that the parents are really concerned because they read something in the local paper that there was some coyotes loose, and they'd torn up a little dog, and And they were concerned that maybe if Johnny was out after dark, that the coyotes, because, Johnny's kind of a skinny little kid, and, maybe so, oh, oh, so the whole thing turns around. It wasn't that Johnny's not supposed to be breathing. It's that they didn't want Johnny torn up by a coyote. And they just wanted him to stay in after dark. Not as a punishment, but to protect him. And if there's a situation where people are coming up with wild-eyed ideas, find out what's going on. Well, we done did heard that, and then you find out what's going on, and then you're like, of course. And this is something that Pastor Julian Lowe just mentioned last Sunday at church, talking about not living by the law, but living by love. When you love someone, you want to talk to them. And if they don't, if somehow the story has gotten whipped around and things have been escalated beyond what was originally said, then why don't you hear from the person? Say, hey, what did you hear? And what do you think? And rather than assuming that Johnny is just a bad boy trying to do badly, how about figure that Johnny's a good little kid and he wants to do his best and he's trying his best, but things are escalating quickly here. He couldn't go out after dark. Now he's not supposed to breathe. I mean, how can that happen? Well, it happens really easily. Because like I just said, people keep stepping it up. Pretty soon, unless he's covered with formaldehyde 6 feet under, he's in the wrong place. What? How does it get there? I mean, because people telephone, they telegraph, they add to. Come on, man, come on. I love you. Let's be kind to each other, shall we? Breaks my heart when people make assumptions about other people. It can be racial. It can be ageism. It can be youngism, youthism. It can be anything. Somebody's taking a picture of the tower across the way and someone's coming up to grab them. What are you doing? Take a picture of me. No, I was taking a picture of that tower over there. Oh, I thought you would take a picture of me. Well, here's my camera. Look, I don't have a picture of you. Oh, sorry. The old Gilda Radner. Remember? That was a funny one. They were talking about violins on TV. They're going to have a whole orchestra with the violins on TV. So Gilda Radner has violins. And, I don't like violence on TV. And they said, Jane Curtin said, hey, it's not violence. It was violins. So Rosanna Dan, whoever was, say, ooh, that's different. Never mind. So that's how I'd like it to be. I'd like people to love each other, be kind to each other. Please, please, please. There's a song about that from the Beatles. Please, please, please. I love you. God bless you. I'll see you real soon. This is SoCal Bob. How did I take one little tiny point, make 8 minutes out of it? I don't know. But if I ever get up into the pulpit, you're going to have to give me a long time. I got enough to fill a book. I'm going to have to write a book one of these days. So I love you. See you soon.